A cold wind swept through the graveyard, stirring the yellow autumn leaves into a mournful dance. The 8-year-old boy stood by his mother's grave, eyes glistening with tears. His small trembling hands clutched a handful of soil, and gently he let it fall upon the earth that now held her. His father's voice echoed softly beside him. "Scatter the soil gently, so your mother may rest in peace." But the boy already knew peace had left their lives forever. The sky was heavy with clouds. The scent of rain filled the air, and he whispered in a shaking voice, "Mama, I promise I'll be strong. Don't worry about me." Days passed, but the house no longer breathed. The smell of freshly baked bread was gone. The laughter that once echoed through the rooms had turned into silence. His father, weary and humble, would sit for hours, staring into the distance as if searching for something that would never return. The boy grew up in that silence filled with words he had no one to tell. Every night, he placed his mother's photograph beside his pillow and whispered, "Daddy doesn't smile anymore. Mama, I wish you were here." Months later, his father met a woman named Samaya. She smiled softly, her eyes gleaming with the promise of order and warmth. "She'll help us start over," his father said. The boy stayed quiet. He wanted his father to be happy. But something in the woman's gaze cold beneath her gentle smile sat in his heart like a thorn. He didn't know why, but he felt as though her kindness wasn't meant for him. At first, Samaya tried to be kind. She bought the boy new clothes, cooked his favorite meals, and spoke sweetly when his father was near. But each time father and son laughed together, a flicker of jealousy crossed her face. In her heart grew a quiet resentment, not against the boy himself, but against the ghost of the woman who had come before her. Though she was gone, her presence still filled the home, living on in the boy's eyes and his father's silence. Gradually, Samaya's tone hardened. Her voice lost its gentleness. Her gaze turned sharp. One afternoon in the kitchen, she said to the father, "This child never listens. He needs to learn discipline." The father said nothing, perhaps too tired, perhaps afraid of another loss. Yet that silence built a wall between him and his son, a wall that grew higher with each passing day. The boy withdrew into his small room. He spoke softly to himself, to the photograph, to the memory of a mother who could no longer answer. Samaya would sometimes listen from behind the door, a cold smile on her lips. Once she said, "He still talks to the dead. Something's wrong with that boy." The father lowered his head, torn between love and fear, fear of being left alone once more. One night, the boy woke to shouting. Samaya's voice cut through the dark. "It's me or him. I can't live in this house with her memory and his child haunting us." The father did not shout back. He only said quietly, "That boy is all I have left." Samaya sobbed. "If I leave, I won't come back." The boy lay in bed, eyes open to the ceiling, hearing another voice, soft and distant, his mother's whisper in the wind. "Be patient, my son." At dawn, he sat beside the small garden pond. The fish swam in circles under the golden light, but his heart was heavy with darkness. "Maybe if I leave, Dad will be happy again," he thought. A tear rolled down his cheek and fell into the water, scattering the fish in fear. For the first time, he understood what it meant to be utterly alone, a bird with an endless sky, yet broken wings. In his room, the father sat before his late wife's photograph. His eyes were weary, but beneath that weariness stirred a quiet terror, the fear of breaking a promise. He whispered, "I told you I'd protect him, but I've let him drift away." A single tear slid down the glass, as though the photograph itself was weeping. And in that silence, he thought he heard her voice. "If your love is real, your silence is betrayal." That evening, the boy packed a small suitcase, a few shirts, his drawing book, and his mother's photo. Standing by the door, he turned to his father and said, trembling, "Dad, I'm leaving." Maybe this way, things will be better. The father looked up, stunned, his face pale. From behind, Samaya's voice came sharp and cold. See? Even he knows he doesn't belong here. But something inside the father snapped. Awake. He rose, crossed the room, and knelt before his son. Taking the boy's hands in his own, he whispered, No, my son. You've never been a burden. I was wrong to stay silent. You are the only piece of love. I have left the part of your mother that still breathes. Tears streamed down both their faces. For a long moment, neither spoke. The air between them filled with something warmer than words, something like forgiveness. That night, the house felt alive again. The father sat beside his son, resting a hand on his shoulder. Your mother wanted us to be strong, he said softly. Her love is still here if we live with it, not against it. The boy smiled faintly. Outside, rain began to fall, its rhythm like a lullaby. And in that quiet sound, he was sure he heard her voice once, more gentle and distant, carried on the wind. Well done, my son. Home is yours again.